Hello, all you country and western fans out there, and welcome to episode 12 of My Media Museum's Country and Western 45 RPM vinyl records. And we might get it wrapped up in this one, but it's probably going to take one more, so we'll have 13 episodes to wrap it up. But we're starting off here with Henson Cargill, a very well-traveled man on Monument. And we've got a cool sleeve that we'll check out here after we look at the B-side, being a song called Skip a Rope. Henson Cargill. I've never heard of him. I've never heard of either one of these songs. So here's the sleeve, though. Monument is artistry. It's pretty cool. B backside is the exact same. So now, getting back to the end of the last episode, when I was pointing out this little song about love by Bobby Russell and talking about it being a print error, I got to looking at it under the magnifying glass, and that B, you can see there was something on it. That is a large B, but the top of it didn't get printed. You can see just above the little part of the B there where it breaks up. So it's not scratched off. It's not messed up. There was either something on the die that caused that. So that print error is actually, it is a large B, but the top of the B didn't get printed. So I just wanted to very, very quickly, for no reason at all, go back over that just to point that out, that wasn't somebody using a small B in the typeset. That large B had something that kept the ink from printing the top of the B. So that's how we got that print error like that. That's a really bizarre print error, but it's funny. All right, here we've got the Kindalls doing Heart of the Matter, originally released on Ovation Records. Ooh. And the flip side of this one has a song called Heaven's Just a Sin Away. Next up, we've got another King, but it's a different band. Ferlin Husky doing Wings of a Dove. And on the flip side of that one, I Feel Better All Over. Sometimes if I get them at a bit of an angle, that light reflects off of it, and you can really see some of that silver print, especially on a dark background, can get very difficult to see on some of these labels. So it's just a little bit of light in the right direction and make all the difference in the world. So here we've got Lamar Morris doing You're the Reason I'm Living, and written by Bobby Darin. That's interesting. Yeah. Bobby Darin there in the credits. So, Bobby Darin wrote this one too. I think I remember Bobby Darin being more of like a 50s heartthrob, right, than country and western. But who knows? Over the course of his career, maybe he dabbled in a few different genres of music. But here's a song from Lamar Morris called Things. Not positive what's the A and the B side there, of course. It gets really hard when you don't know the artist or the song. And this RCA is not an unusual sleeve, but it sure is a cool one. I like the coloring and the artwork on that. It's just kind of neat. I like it. So I'll take a second to show you that. The platter doesn't match it, which I haven't repeated myself in quite some time about that. A lot of the reason why these sleeves do not match the vinyls when you buy random boxes like this, people load up their jukeboxes and they put all the sleeves down in the bottom, and when they go to take them out, they don't take the time to match them up, and that's where the vast majority of these sleeves get mixed up. It's from people taking 45s out of jukeboxes. So, anyways, Billy Joe Spears here doing It Could Have Been Me. It could have been me. It could have been you. And the B-sides being a song called Breakaway. And I wasn't singing anything in particular there. I was just singing a little because I don't know the tunes at all. So here's a really cool MGM one, The Greatest Name in Entertainment. And that's kind of fun. We've been watching some old films from the Maisie series back in the 30s. And they've got the different lion. The MGM startup's the same, but it's a different lion, a different film of it. It's kind of cool. If you never checked out any of those old late 1930s Maisie's film series, there's 10 films in the series, and they're quite entertaining. We've really enjoyed them. I've been getting into a lot of older films recently. But here I'm getting off topic, and I apologize for that. Here we've got the Irish Rovers doing Black Velvet Band. And we know this is the A side because of the diamond there. We've got a little diamond which is telling us what the plug side is. And you'll notice on this side there isn't one. So here we've got the Unicorn being the song on the B side. I'm assuming this is country because it was in a stack of country, but it might not be. But you know, there again, I really love that colorful Decca label. I really enjoyed that. Over the years, I've seen quite a few of those. So here we've got another RCA from Floyd Kramer doing San Antonio Rose, produced by Chet Atkins. So that's definitely got to be country and western. I even think I know the song San Antonio Rose. But the flip side here is a song called Last Date, which isn't something that rings any bells for me or brings any tune to my mind. So next up, we got a really cool Mercury sleeve here. Don't believe I've seen this one very many times. Music for every mood. So it's interesting to see an uncommon sleeve for Mercury. And whoops, don't damage the disc now. We've got the Soul Surfers doing Cannonball. Now that doesn't necessarily sound country and western, and it might not be, but it's in with a bunch of them, so it's got itself found in this video. The B-side being a song called In the Misty Moonlight. So there again, it might not technically be country, but it's definitely not something I'm familiar with. Just like this one's probably not country. Ray Charles, Crying Time, written by Buck Owens though. So I don't know, maybe Ray Charles did do some country and western. I'm not sure exactly what he was most famous for. I know he was a blind pianist that I've seen on, I even seen him on Carol Burnett's show, I do believe. So anyways, he's doing a Buck Owens song here called Crying Time, and that's probably why it's in the country and western stack. And the B-side here is When My Dreamboat Comes Home, which I seem to remember Fats Domino maybe doing a song about his dreamboat, but maybe it's not the same song. I like Fats Domino a lot. I've got quite a bit of his stuff on vinyl and CD. So this is an interesting one. This is a 5-song on one platter. That we got some notes there trying to tell us what side's the A and what side's the B. It's got an A here, so we're going with this being the A side, and price tag 25X. I'm assuming that's 25 cents at some time for somebody, but actually that might not even be a price tag. That might just be one of those numbers. When you used to buy the old boxes, they always came with a sheet of stickered numbers that you could number all your platters with, and I do believe that's actually what that is, and not a price tag. But we got Brave Cowboy Bill, Part 1 and 2, and The Cowardly Cowboy. And if you look at the grooves, you can see they're clearly defined between the 3 tracks. And the B-side, which somebody did a lot of really good notations here for us, Not Scratched. Well, yeah, they got that part right. It's not scratched. It's beautiful. And this one doesn't have a sticker on it, so you'll get a better view of that 3-on-1 cowboy songs. I guess we had 3 on both sides. For some reason, I thought we had 2 on one and 3 on the other, but maybe it's because the 1 and 2 threw me off. But it's 6 songs here. Hooray for Cowboys, Chocolate Cowboy, and the Cowboy's Prayer. So actually 6 songs on one extended 45. I did fail to point out that, see, there's the B. So we know that that's the B side because that's clearly the A. All right, very cool. So now we've got a couple of picture sleeves here. Now, this is Merle Haggard, Okie from Muskogee. I definitely know that song. Born to be an Okie from Muskogee. The back side of the picture sleeve is the exact same, and it's definitely had better days. It's come unglued and come all apart on itself. But here is the platter itself, looking in rather great shape compared to the sleeve. But old Merle Haggard and the Strangers, go back to episode 7 if you want to see some Merle Haggard. I had a whole bunch of Merle Haggards. And there's 3 main artists that I covered in episode 7, and Merle was the first one out the gate. Okie from Muskogee, I don't believe was in that stack. So, and this one's actually kind of cool. There's a few of these that I might actually hold on to. I might, go back through this stack and keep some of them, like Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song. I definitely want to keep that. I had Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head at some point. There are a few, maybe even Delta Dawn I'll hold on to just for my childhood memories. But most of these I'm going to give away to an acquaintance that's asked about them, inquired about them, and since I got more vinyl than I'd have space, I've decided to film them, share them with the group, and let go. I've given away quite a few before I started filming anything, but nothing I can do about that. They were mostly, I think, rap, dance music, not so much country. But anyways, getting back to the point, the flip side here, this one is If I Had Let It Up to You. Written by Merle and performed by Merle. So I've got just enough to squeeze out one more episode here. So we're going to end this one right here with Merle. And I hope you come back for episode 13. That will be the last country and western, at least until I pick up another box of stuff that's got country in it, which I'm not planning to do, but it happens all the time, So any thumbs ups are always appreciated. Thumbs downs, not so much, but I understand if you feel the need, do what you got to do. But if you want to see a lot more like this, there's over 400 videos up on the channel right now. Subscribe so you don't miss nothing. And browse that catalog. Tons there. Have a great day.